What do you believe the Eagles need to do about their Carson Wentz problem right now?
Well, they got to protect him first and foremost. From that first series, they couldn't protect Carson Wentz. Jamal Adams terrorized him the entire game. Everybody knows, if you watch our show, the matchup show, everybody knows that the Seahawks have been bringing the blitz more and more this season, and they couldn't block them. The Eagles had their 10th different offensive line combination, most in the National Football League, and they couldn't protect Carson Wentz. And Greeny, Michael, if you're not going to protect Carson Wentz, the quarterback, at least protect Carson Wentz, the asset, right? He's worth $59 million against the cap next year, in a year when the cap is going to shrink. You know he's going to be your quarterback next year. You know he's going to be on the roster. You got to protect him as an asset now. You've got to protect your future. And that, to me, means you got to put Jalen Hurts on the football field.
Put him on the football field. We were wondering, the way they used him last night, exactly what the purpose of that was. He comes in, he makes one throw, he goes out. What are you suggesting they do with Jalen Hurts?
Right, we heard it from Steve Levy in the booth. Somebody explain this to me, right? He kept saying, somebody explain this to me, how they're using Jalen Hurts. Well, they didn't use him. They misused him. And, you know, the bottom line is this. If you're not going to protect Carson Wentz, the quarterback, protect him as the asset. We know Jalen Hurts is more mobile. We know the offense will look a lot different with Jalen Hurts behind center. Give Carson Wentz a break from being terrorized. Let him hit the reset button. I'm not suggesting bench him for the long term. I'm just saying right now you can't protect him, and you got to protect him in the future.
So you're saying basically give him a week or two off to sit and watch. It's an interesting suggestion. In any other season, I might agree, but they are still, as awful as it has all been, they're still very much in the chase in this ridiculous division they play in. Where does that come into all of this?
Well, I don't know about that, Michael, because when you look at this division right now, it's going to take 6 wins to get the division title. Now, if you look at the rest of the division, the Giants have the easiest road, but because Daniel Jones is hurt and iffy, you don't know if the Giants can get there. The Washington football team has the hardest road, but they're playing the best football, especially at the quarterback position with Alex Smith and the way Scott Turner is using Alex Smith with 3 running backs, and their defensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage. So Washington is playing the best football, but they have the toughest road. But you look at the Eagles right now. They're at Green Bay. No picnic. Then they come home and play New Orleans and Taysom Hill, and Sean Payton has had the Eagles number for years. Then they have to go to Arizona. Which one of those 3 games do you see them winning? Then they have to go to Dallas, and then they finish up against Washington, where Washington could be in a position to ice the division. So I don't think the Eagles have an easy road at all to get to the division title. And I think it's very, very important for him to send, Doug Pederson, to send the message that we're going to do everything we possibly can, including using Jalen Hurts in a meaningful way to get this team moving forward, to get the team energized and inspired on offense.
Let me ask you quickly, because Wentz isn't going anywhere based on the contract. Is the seat that Pederson is sitting on secure, regardless of what happens the rest of the season?
That's a difficult question to answer. And when you use the word secure, the answer obviously has to be no, right? If they win 3 games this season, in other words, they lose out the rest of the season, as Dan Graziano has reported, it's very clear to me, I am in agreement with Dan, that if you win only 3 and you go 3-12-1, I don't see how Doug Pederson can justify coming back.
Who's winning this division and why?
I might counter your argument, Greeny, and say that 3 teams will lose, and then 1 team will just happen to be standing up. I think it's going to be Washington.
Preach.
I think they have a quarterback that understands his place within the offense. They have some young stars. I think Gibson's come on beautifully as kind of that hybrid running back / wide receiver. Love McLaurin as a deep threat, even though they're not really using him as such right now. But I do think that's obviously within the offense. And then defensively, I think they have the most disruptive front 7. So I'm going to go with Washington right now, regardless of what they have lying in front of them.
Jeff Saturday, who you got?
I'm going Washington as well, and exactly what Greg said, right? Defensively, their front 7 is as good as there is in the league. I think they lead the league in pass rush the last 9 weeks. I mean, they are flat out getting, if they can control the line of scrimmage that way and dominate, their offense just has to basically survive to get some wins, especially in this division. You know, when you look at everybody else with Daniel Jones' injury, the Cowboys' offensive line has been decimated. I mean, this is just the team that has the best opportunity to get the win. I'm going Washington.
Graziano?
I think it's nuts that this would be unanimous, but I'm going with Washington too. Look, I look at around the division, look at all the different units, the offenses, defenses for each team. Which one has the best opportunity to be excellent down the stretch? Not just good enough, but excellent. It's Washington's defense, especially that defensive line, that front 7. So you have the ability to elevate beyond where I think the other teams have the ability to elevate right now on offense or defense. I think that gives them the edge. I'd rather take the team that's playing the best than the team that has the easiest schedule, because I think that can be, you know, that can be figured out different ways. So I like the way Washington's playing right now. I like the way the Giants are playing right now too, but the quarterback's hurt, and that makes me hesitant on them.
Right, and so it's not going to be unanimous because I am going to take the Giants, and I do it with the caveat that if Daniel Jones can't play at all the rest of the season, that's the end of that. But if you have actually watched them the last few weeks, they're actually not terrible. Like in this division, that is extraordinary praise. But the Giants' defense has gone. And I got to give a lot of credit to the coach of the Giants. When this season began, I thought they might have the worst defense in the NFL. They've been much better. They've developed receivers who are actually pretty good. And the quarterback has been good. Now, again, he's hurt. And if that hamstring keeps him out for the remainder of the way, then I would jump on board with everybody else and take Washington. But short of that, the last 6 weeks, the best team in this division, I think, has been the Giants. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.